6 Chapter 06, The Most. World. February 2nd, the day after Victor discovered the changes in his body. I was walking towards my house with Violet clinging to my arm with a really big smile on her face. Currently, only one thing concerns me. How the hell am I going to explain the changes in my body to my mom? I look into the mirrored window of a building next to me. I was 175 cm before I became a vampire. I was a very thin young man who looked very anemic, but when I became a vampire I grew 5 cm in height. I'm 180 centimeters tall now with more defined muscles that stand out a little in the outfit I'm wearing. My pale skin has turned a paler shade than it was before, while my black hair and blue eyes have taken on a brighter shade. Overall, I look the same as before, with the only differences being that my body grew and my skin turned paler. By the way, I was wearing casual clothes, a loose black shirt and black pants along with white sneakers from a famous brand. Violet was wearing a black dress. It was a closed neck sleeveless dress made of leather. The dress was a little short, reaching up to her beautiful thighs almost showing the flesh of her ass. For a moment I think I actually drooled. It was very sexy, especially glued to her body, with her perfect curves. When she saw my gaze she displayed a seductive smile as if everything went according to plan. According to my wife Violet, the vampire transformation forces the body to its peak state, and as I am a newborn, these changes will only stop happening when my body is fully developed. She said that usually, it takes a week for the body to stop constantly evolving. I look at the clock on my phone and it's currently 7 in the morning. Normally, this wasn't the time for vampires to be awake, but Violet and I were special, so we just looked like a tourist couple from the North Pole or from some other area of the coldest parts of the planet, although I don't know if civilization exists at the North Pole. Why do Violet and I look like tourists? Well, our pale skin color draws a lot of attention, and, to my limited knowledge, humans who live in snowy areas of the planet tend to have paler skin color. I think. I'm not sure. I wasn't the brightest student in geography at school. Anyway, we look like two tourists who have come from a very cold place. After all, no one would believe that two vampires are walking around in broad daylight. When Violet and I stopped at a location that she was interested in, the salesperson asked if I was a tourist, and I said yes. I also said that we lived in a really icy area. Surprisingly, he agreed with my words easily. Well, I live in the United States of America, so I guess tourists around here are normal. And Violet, I look at my wife, she seems to be having fun. She seems to consider walking back to my house as some sort of date or something. Apparently, she hasn't left the house for a few years. She told me this by accident, and because of that, she's curious about everything. She looks like a curious kitten. If anything catches her attention, she stops walking and moves toward it. Then, if she finds something interesting, she buys it and asks Kagaya, who is accompanying us, to take it. She was like a princess who went to the mall and bought everything she saw and liked. Rich people are different. It wasn't until Kagaya came out into the sun that I found out she was from the same family as Violet. Apparently, she's from a family dedicated to serving Violet's family. She didn't explain much to me about it. An interesting thing about Kagaya is that she is a vampire who only inherited immunity to the sun. She doesn't have control of Violet's fire element. She seems to have an ability called shadows. Basically, she becomes one with a shadow and can walk in the shadows. This is a very broken skill. She can pretty much kill anyone at night. Ah, Lady Violet, you are buying too. Many things, the thin arms of this helpless young woman can't take it. I wonder if there is any man who can help me. Kagaya spoke in a neutral tone as she looked at me with bright eyes. Who do you think you are kidding? Woman, you, helpless, is this some kind of joke? I just turn my face away and ignore. Kagaya. Tisk. Did I hear a tisk just now? Shouldn't this woman be calm and cool or something? Is her mask falling off? Ha ha ha, I'm glad you're getting along with Kagaya, but Violet looks at Kagaya. Don't get too close, okay? She spoke with an emotionless face. I could see it was just a simple warning, but that it contained many meanings I didn't understand. Yes, don't worry, Lady Violet. I take my job very seriously. Kagaya spoke in a neutral tone that carried unshakable confidence. Kagaya looked a little nervous. I stroked Violet's hair. Let's keep walking. Help me think of a way to fool my mom. Suddenly, Violet becomes more docile and says, yes. I look at Kagaya with a smug face. Kagaya just turns away and ignores me. Seriously, where is Violet's family finding these interesting people? It's been a while since I've had fun like this, I thought with a smile on my face. Darling, why don't you charm your mother? Violet spoke suddenly. Oh, are you talking about that skill from the movies? Do I look at someone and tell them to do whatever I want? Yes, Violet nods her head as she continues walking with me. You don't need to do a very difficult one, just something like ignore the changes in my appearance. To be honest, I was inclined to do that, but I feel it would give me a bad taste in my mouth to charm my family. I looked to the side and see police cars speeding past. From the police were chasing a truck and, just for a few moments, I sensed a familiar smell. I decided this was a good opportunity to test my new senses. I take the cheap black glasses I bought and put them on my face. The glasses only cost $5. They were very big and unfashionable glasses, and the lenses appeared to be very dark too. I bought these glasses for one reason only. When I use my red vision, my eyes change to blood red. To avoid drawing attention, I bought some big black glasses. After all, even though I'm wearing glasses, I can still see with this special vision. I switch to my red vision, and soon my world turns red. I focus my vision on the truck and realize there are 20 vampires inside the vehicle. 20 vampires, huh? I spoke in a low voice. Can you see that far? Violet asked, a little shocked. She could do the same. She could look at things far away like she was looking very close, but my vision was more stable, and it wasn't affected by visible obstacles like buildings, houses, metal walls, etc. This was a good skill for reconnaissance. Yes, I think those are Lucis subordinates. I spoke in a disinterested tone. I said it because I smelled the old vampire stench from those vampires that were in the truck. I only smelled it for a few seconds, but it was enough to recognize them. He's getting a lot of attention. If